Hi, everybody. This is Rolanda Sumner, and I am the CEO and founder of Life After Service Transitional Coaching and the creator for Business Launch Prep School. And today we have a vendor spotlight, a preferred vendor spotlight. So, what I like to do is offer my clients support from other vendors in areas that I am not a subject matter in. And I call them preferred vendors because they always get first dibs at working with my clients. There's a short list. I give it to my clients. I let them know, like, these are the people I trust in helping you with these particular matters. And then they take it from there. My copyright preferred vendor is Michelle Kavanaugh. She does so many other things. She's going to share all of that with us. Michelle, how are you?
Hey, nice to see you. Thanks so much for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm doing fantastic.
Tell us about yourself. Give me some information. Like, tell everybody who you are, what you do, how you got
I would love to. Yeah, so I have actually been in management for many, many, many years, and I finally branched out on my own a couple of years ago. I really wanted to be able to work on my own and be able to travel and work from wherever I wanted to in the world, really. But management was my thing. So I was into I was the marketing and mission development director for a large nonprofit, a national nonprofit for 14 years. And then I became the executive director for a California association for a couple of years. But my goal really was to branch out onto my own. And so really my focus is on, marketing, copywriting, those types of things. That was my specialty area at the two associations that I worked for the last 20 years of my life. So that's really my focus area. And I'm excited to help others branch out and do that as well.
Okay. So
Yeah.
share with us how you help your clients, particularly in the copyright space,
Yeah.
because copy is really not easy. It's difficult.
I completely agree. And we've all seen bad copy, right? You
Yeah,
get your
I've
own
written
email,
it.
how many emails you get a day from people. When you go on social media, you see it. So for me, people think that writing more is the way to do it. And I'm all about getting the point across in as few words as possible because people don't read anymore. You're trying to deal with attention spans. And so the goal, that's why TikTok videos are 6 seconds or whatever they are, things like that. Because of the fact that people need to know what you really want them to know in the shortest time possible. So my goal in copywriting is really about catching the attention of the people you're trying to market to. And again, knowing who you're marketing to and knowing about those particular people is important and what they like and don't like. But really the goal is short, you're right to the point, attention grabbers, things sometimes being a little not even controversial, but more so really grabbing attention with things that like, what did I just see? What was that? And then it's something completely different. It's really just about getting their attention and wanting them to, the call to action is important as well. Trying to figure out, what do you want them to do and how you're going to get them there in, under 10 or 20 seconds. That's really the goal.
Okay. So you mentioned something about target audience, and I want to really get on top of that because your copy is useless if you're not talking to the right people, or if you're trying to talk to everyone. And in Business Launch Prep School, I really help my clients get down to their target audience. As a matter of fact, I really don't talk about preferred vendors until after we get through the target audience and they build their program, because you don't really have anything to talk about or build. Talk to me about the importance of niche marketing and, dialing down your target audience when it comes to copying and marketing in general.
It is so important. And I'm involved in a lot of business groups. And even when you're working with other entrepreneurs or other folks and they talk about their target audience, they go, oh, I'm talking to everybody. No, you're not talking to everybody. And so that's a big, huge mistake. And I think once you determine who your target market is, and really is, what is your product? I would do some research. For me personally, I'm really niche, but I'm actually expanding now. So my world has been the swimming pool world, which you're like, what? But I was in the swimming pool industry for so many years. So I'm really niche. I'm like, we're talking to swimming pool builders, contractors, and service guys. It doesn't get much more niche than that. But now I'm expanding out of that because that was my go-to for 20 years. But it's important to know. And these guys, I'm talking to construction workers. These are guys that are working in backyards or construction workers, mostly male. So I'm a female trying to talk to construction workers or service guys. And so you really have to be quick to the point. They're in the field, they're probably in their car, they may be listening to podcasts in their car. So you have to be really careful on what you say and how you say it. And it's so important. I can't stress it enough that you must have your niche figured out, and then you must speak to them directly. And you can go out and do a ton of research on what they like or don't like, based on age group, based on, gender, whatever you're looking for. Go out and do your research and make sure you're talking to those folks correctly.
And you know what? You mentioned that being a female talking to a male contractor, you are in a unique position because you're able to give them copy that is for the decision makers. And
Yes.
most of us know that women are usually like the decision makers when it comes to contracting. Like when it comes to anything in a house, we're the ones who are saying, I know we need to get this done, babe, but I want to go with this person instead of that person, because we're the ones who are going to take time off to come home and talk to them and deal with them and, spend the money and stuff. So I'm sure they're really appreciative to have that female voice talking to their audience, or the main people who are going to do the investment, the main decision maker. And the conversation would be very different if it was a male. You would say something totally different because men don't care about the same things we care about.
Right. It's so true. And so it's interesting, like you said, that you brought that up, because my clients are all males, but the copy I'm having to write is for the female audience, which is their audience. So I'm really having to, when I'm prospecting for clients, I have to talk to the male construction workers, but when I'm writing copy and doing things for them, I'm talking to the female homeowner or, the team. So you're right. It's very interesting that way, because every client's like that, because they've got their own customers and I'm writing for their customers. So It's important to distinguish between, my clients versus you have to write different copy for different people. And so that's important. Good. That's a very good point. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. So talk to me about other things that you do in the marketing world.
Yeah. So our team provides services in website development. We actually also help people make their websites ADA compliant. So any kind of we have like a little thing we put on your website to make it compliant for anybody coming to your website who is blind or deaf or something like that. So we can actually make it be compatible for them, which I think is a great thing to do with how the world's moving. We do, like I said, we do copywriting, not just for social media. I do social media management as well. So we actually have a team that does the social media for some clients, but we also write copy. If they want to do their own social media, we write the copy for that, or email campaigns as well. We do graphic design. I have a lot of partners as well, similar to you, Rolanda, where I work with them directly and they're my preferred partners. So it could be lending services, business lending services. It could be related to how to get more people to your website through a little tool we call Site Pop. And there's a lot of different vendors that are mine that I use and incorporate into my business as well to try to bring, subject matter experts in where I'm not, an expert.
Okay. In 7 levels of communication, one of the things I took away from that book was, if you can't get the client initially, be a go-to for other resources.
Completely agree.
So when you're ladies, when you are developing your coaching program, make sure that you start to develop relationships with other supporting services, not just your client, because your clients are looking to you not only to help them get their transformation, but they're looking to you because they're like, look, you're going to help me get the transformation, but I trust you. I trust you with my personal business. I trust you with my money because I'm paying you thousands of dollars to work with me. I trust you. So if you have a great relationship with someone that I need support from, I want to hear about those relationships. I want to see your list. Even if I just decide not to go with them today, I know that this person comes highly recommended and that they are trusted. So one of the things I tell my clients is start building relationships and developing your own preferred vendor list. So when you're working with your clients, you can give them further support. Even if it's another high ticket program, you can give them further support. It's not about, changing money quickly, but to give them support and also work with your network. We are not on an island by ourselves. We need other people to support us.
Absolutely. And I've done that my entire career, really, Customer service is also something I really specialized in through all of my jobs since I was, a teenager. And part of that with my role was I managed a customer service team at the national nonprofit that I was the mission development and marketing director. And when somebody called in, I said, even if it's not our product, go out and find the information and email a link to it to them or whatever, because again, you're building trust with that particular person, and they may not buy something from you right now or use your services right now, but they're going to remember the person that keeps providing the resources. So right now I have people that I've developed, relationships with over 20 years, and they contact me still, even if it's something that has nothing to do with my business. They contact me because they know that I'm resourceful enough to find the answer. Mm-hmm. And that is invaluable. When they need something, they come to you. And if you happen to have a tool or a service that works, you can recommend of your own, you're going to get the sale. I've had people come back to me a year later and bought something from me because they trusted me and had a relationship with me. And that's when they needed something. So you want to be in the forefront of their mind when they need something.
Yes. And also it's about referrals,
Yes.
It's a referral game. The best clients that you get are from referrals. Now, you don't want to rely all your sales on referrals, but referrals are the best because they come ready. They come ready to work. They come ready to pay. They come ready. You have the least problems with referrals because if you say, look, my program's $5,000, they're like, here you go. When can we get started?
Exactly.
We're talking about you for 6 months. I really need to get started.
Yeah.
So
and don't be afraid to ask for that too. I think knowing your value, and you know this, Rolanda, but knowing your value in your services, and don't undermine your value by just charging the lowest price. Really make sure that you are providing value, number one, but making sure you're pricing it effectively so that you're getting what you need, but they're also feeling really happy about whatever they purchase from you and the results that they're getting. So making sure you have all that is really important too.
This is the thing about value, right? If you underprice, they're not gonna think it's valuable.
Exactly.
They're not going to, even if they do pay, they're not going to be as engaged. There's a certain thing about paying like over $2,000 for something that makes you engaged, that keeps your attention. You're like, look, I just made an investment. I need to come to these sessions. I need to come to this class. I need to listen to her. I need to do the homework because I'm not getting this money back. I need to make this work.
Yes.
There's a certain thing about making a large ticket purchase that makes you pay attention. And if your services are priced too low because you're afraid, not only will that prospect smell the desperation, but they're going to second guess your value. You don't want to be the target or, best. You don't want to be the target or the, what is that? Big Lots. You want to
right.
Marcus.
Yes.
You want to be Neiman Marcus. So if you go into Neiman Marcus and you find something that's higher price, and then you see that same item in Big Lots, you might buy it from Big Lots, but you are really questioning that quality. You're like, I wonder if it's broken. I wonder how long it's going to last. Like, I'm just getting this. I'm going to throw it away. You get it directly from Neiman Marcus, not on sale. Oh, you're going to take care of it. It's going to get dusted, maintained.
Yes, you're taking it to the cleaners. It's going to be well taken care of.
Yes. So you want to be Neiman Marcus and not Big Lots.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to learn more about you. So tell us more about what you've learned in marketing, how it works with working with bigger businesses, because some of my clients do come to me and they want to get into the corporate space and they're not really interested in the private space. And I do know that you work with businesses as well, B2B. So talk to us about B2B marketing. How is that different than the private marketing?
Yeah, so B2B marketing is interesting too, because I feel like with corporations, they're less likely to believe the hype on the marketing thing. I really think it's a relationship game. It's a relationship game for everybody, but especially for corporate accounts, because of the fact that they're only going to go based on a recommendation or somebody that they know. You're not. I think you're less likely to get them just going out and trying to find somebody on Google. Like, let me find somebody on Google and hire them. That's not normally how it works in the corporate world. Mm-hmm. You have people that are other mentors or so forth to give you recommendations, or colleagues that give you recommendations. That's how I do it for me. So I think for you, the networking side of it and really being like building the relationship so that when somebody asks somebody else for a recommendation, again, you are at the forefront of their mind.
Mhm.
So the networking side of it, being, belonging to groups, entrepreneurial groups, other groups where you're always in front of people, I think is the way to get corporate clients. And then you can just contact them directly. For corporate clients, I would go direct. I would be unique. I would send them something in the mail. I would send them, I have a client or a colleague who wanted a really big account as far as their press, their PR. So he actually went out and sent them, like, he went to a dump and a car lot and got a door like to an old car and actually shipped this to them. And like they put a unique marketing message when you rolled up the window, and this person's like, "What in the heck is this?" And
he sent us a door.
He got a phone call. You know that he got a phone call and he got the account because he had to come pick it up anyway, to get it out of their office. But
guess what?
I have a client that also sends $2 bills, which I don't even know if they make $2 bills anymore, but he used to send, when he had an initial conversation with somebody, he would send this beautiful card in the mail with a $2 bill. And it was, his messaging was about being unique and thank you. And I still have the card he sent me. In fact, I still have the $2 bill in the card because I just thought it was such a unique prospect. So corporate clients to me are unique. You need to, do something unique when you connect with them. And LinkedIn is a good way, I think, with the B2B too. You know that, Rolanda. But
yes.
Follow up. Send them a hard copy. Send them something in the mail. Send them a card. Send them a thank you. Send them something. Send them something unique to be, at the forefront of their minds, and that is intriguing to them, and that's what you want, I think.
I totally agree. You also need a lot of time. Corporate prospecting it's a much longer sales cycle.
Yes.
You have to have patience. You need to follow up. You need to continuously, just, hey, I'm here. Do you offer support? You might have to do a couple of free talks or lunches or something.
Yep.
It's a long game. It's a long game. You need to have some money in the bank so that you can cover expenses before they pay, because it might be a year or two before they actually pay, but you've been building this relationship, flying, driving, taking them out to eat, wooing them. And you have to understand that other people are wooing them for something similar. So your service needs to be unique. Why is it important for them to listen to you? If there's something special about you. Nowadays, the big thing is diversity. So what specific diverse niche in their company can you support them on? And is your program flexible enough to change if they're like, we don't need that? Well, I can make it. What do you need? I can make you something,
Right, exactly.
Well, what's happening here? You need to know the pricing structure, because if it's too low, they're not taking you seriously. If it's too high, they're not taking you seriously. Like, you need to have that sweet spot of an offer that is enough for them to be like, okay, you're worth a try, but listen, we don't know you enough to give you like $30,000 today. You need to have like a big network. I tell my clients to go for private first because it pays. You get to help people. You get to make a big impact while you save for corporate. And then along the way, if you're like, you build relationships, then don't turn down opportunities. But if you, along the way, you'll build relationships. And when those relationships come along and say, hey, can you help us with this? You're available and you have some cash flow to help you.
Yes. I think it's important too when you say, this is so important. The majority of sales lost are because you don't follow up.
Yes.
It may have to be 6 or 10 times.
12.
Over several months or whatever it is, but you must follow up. Those sales are sitting out there and your competitors aren't following up either. So it's like, you be the one that actually follows up and connects with that person every 2 weeks or whatever time period you think makes the most sense. Follow up. And again, it could just be a quick email or a quick, message. Just want to check back in with you, see how you're doing, whatever it may be, but follow up. That is so important. I think the other thing too is that a lot of us are afraid to ask people. We don't see the value in our services, and there's probably some insecurities or limiting beliefs or things that from way back in the day that we haven't dealt with, and it's still impacting us as far as our ability to see the value in our services. You're like, who the heck do I think I am going out and asking for this business? So if you feel like that's you, and I'm speaking to you directly, go out and do some work on that, because I've had to do it myself in my, past lives or previous career stuff, because I was insecure about some of my stuff. And I had to go out and do that, because I make a goal to try to ask one person per day to work with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I write that. I journal that every morning when I have my morning routine, and I go out and ask somebody to work with me every single day. Now that means you got to get a meeting with them. You have to get a meeting with them to be able to ask that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my goal, is to try to ask someone every single day to work with me, and that helped me scale. But again, it's the follow-up. Just like you said, Roland, the follow-up is so important.
Yes. I'm gonna give you a tip about getting into inboxes, right? You need a connection. So if they like a post, if they comment on a post, if you look them up and you notice that they're like, my thing is, I work with new coaches. So I hop in their box and I say, hi, I want to connect with you. And once they accept it, then I do a very quick introduction about what I do. And then I ask them, how is your business? And those who are interested will answer back, oh, well, it's a little slower. It's good.
Yeah.
If they answer back, they want to talk to you. They may not say yes to your service today, but they want to stay connected with you. They are going to look at your even if they say, don't contact me, I have a coach. They didn't disconnect from you.
Right.
They're looking at your content. They're following you.
Yes.
There's a reason they're following you. Don't be disheartened if they're like, no.
Yes.
Have a conversation. I have learned about so many people's families, their dogs, their disabled children. And some of them I have talked to for months. Hey, how's your daughter? How's your dog? How's this going on? How's that? And they're like, oh, everything's good. I'm still not ready, but thank you for asking about me. A lot of people jump in my box and they never ask about me. So thank you, because I had a hard day. Be a human being.
Yes. What you don't want to do is go into their box and just start selling your service when they don't even know who you are.
That drives me nuts.
That drives me nuts too. Do not do that.
I get it, but let's have a conversation.
I know.
I don't like when people come into my Facebook inbox, because it's right away like, hey, I'm a marketer. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get you leads. Well, if you did your homework, you would have saw that I'm working with somebody, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And then on top of that, I don't know you.
Yes, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
I don't trust you. I don't know you. I haven't developed a relationship to like you even enough to be able to buy something from you or a service from you. So don't do that, people. That drives me crazy too. But I realize it works. There's a reason why people still do door-to-door sales. There's a reason why people still do, cold calling on the phone, because there are people that can't say no. But do you really want to be that person where you're like, okay, they just bought it because the person can't say no. You don't want to be that person.
Because those people, those kind of clients, they're trouble.
Yeah.
They're trouble clients. Hold on for a second. I have a comment. Oh, so one of my clients, J. Renee,
hey.
Her business is called Journey to Aha. And she said, proactively reaching out is the part of the journey that is out of my comfort zone for me. We're going to work on that, boo. These are great best practices. So it's normal to feel uncomfortable. Sales is a very uncomfortable space, because now you're in a position because you want them to work with you, and you're thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to ask this person for money. Yep. What changed the game for me is the constant reminder that I have been blessed and I have been assigned to help other people.
Yep.
And the money is confirmation, but the money helps me take care of my family.
Yep.
One thing is, I can't show anybody that entrepreneurship is possible if I'm broke and desperate.
Yes.
It's very hard to carry off.
And what is your purpose? I write my purpose when I journal every morning. My purpose is to serve others through kindness, empathy, and providing valuable business services to help them with their business. It's like that. I'm trying to leave people better than I found them. And I write that as my purpose every day. So I believe that my business services are serving my purpose, because I'm reaffirming that in my mind every single day. So when I ask somebody, I'm doing it because I truly believe I can help. It's not kind of just greedy and trying to get money. I actually don't need a lot of money to survive. I'll be okay. But I do it because I'm trying to serve others, and it's part of my purpose.
Yes. And on top of, for me, I went through the low cost game before, and it's really disheartening. It makes you want to give up. So I teach my clients, no, we're not going to start off at $100 an hour. Nay. We're going to start off with high value packages that you can really, really, really get into the meat and potatoes with your clients. You can really feel comfortable getting in there, because if you don't charge enough, then you're resentful.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I didn't even clear it.
You can't raise the price after the fact. So you have to, you either need to start high and go lower, or nothing, because you can't raise the price after the fact. Once you have a client, you're stuck kind of with that.
Yeah, so with that client, you have a long-term relationship. You can't be like, oh, in the middle of the contract, I'm going to double it. No, you will not double it.
I mean, there's a reason why people second mortgage their houses to be a part of Tony Robbins programs. Now, you and I probably aren't going to be Tony Robbins in the near future. We could be if we chose.
I'm going to be Rolanda Smith, $1 million Rolanda
in the near future, but the reason why they so believe.
Huh? I'm going to be $1 million Rolanda Sumner. I said my maiden name. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to be $1 million Rolanda Sumner. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, people, a lot of the fear is, I don't think someone's going to like it, or I don't think they're going to find value. You have to find value in it. You have to be so sold on what you're doing. You have to know that you are providing a true transformation.
Yep.
So when this person has objections, you can help them with their objections. It's practice, which I'm going to practice with you with Jay. We're going to practice. I do role play with my clients,
which I love. I'm a big believer in role play.
I don't like it, but I do it because it's necessary.
It's necessary, 100%.
Yes, because you need to get used to saying it's $5,000. It's $5,000. It's you have to get used to saying it without flinching, so that it feels normal, right?
I bought 2 programs just in the last 5 months that were $5,000 each. So I'm saying that for me. So I know what I need, and when I see it and I believe in it, I buy it. So there are people out there paying $5,000 for programs, because I've done it twice in the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. So, okay. Jay has another comment. I love role play, practice. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. You got to practice so that when you talk, it's fluid. It just rolls off of your lips.
I think too, for me, I don't know. I was a member of Toastmasters for many years. And in fact, I'm trying to join another group in my new town that I moved to. Mm-hmm. I'm a big believer in Toastmasters, because you can practice in Toastmasters. And they'll give you loving criticism and help you out. Also, if you can do any kind of acting, I know you're thinking like, oh, you're crazy, but acting or doing the skits, the what do you call them? Where you just go in and they give you a topic and you just start talking about it. Yeah, thank you. Improv. That is, I've done a few of those courses myself, just quick little courses I took. Mm-hmm. That is amazing, because it just teaches you how to think on your feet and how to, get your point across, and they give you feedback on that too. So those 2 things I think have helped me to be more comfortable in front of others. So it's a thought.
I had to work with somebody. Well, I did Toastmasters for a while too. They are awesome. You get the right club. They're nurturing. They're wise.
Yes.
It's an older group, but they'll sit there and nurture you. They're like, look, okay, this is what you need to do. And I understand that you ran out of time. So this is what you could do to make sure you get all your time. It's an amazing thing to do. Everybody should try it at least once. With COVID, I really didn't go back. I had some other things going on, but I do miss my group. But it's an amazing way for you to get used to talking to other people more comfortably.
Yep, 100% agree.
Yes, absolutely. So why don't you give us one last piece of advice? This piece of advice is really for me and everybody like me. I am the worst at keeping up with emails, nurture emails, regular emails. I'm just the worst. If you email me, I'll email you back. But to constantly put out information all the time, I'm just terrible at it. So as a copyright, nurture emails are so important. Talk to us about those. What do we need to know?
Yeah, it's so important, because again, I keep getting emails from different people that are 18 paragraphs long, and it's like I just delete it. You guys, I'm sorry, but It's like you cannot expect that somebody's going to sit there, especially with as busy as all of us are, including, Rolanda, you're a perfect example, what you just said. You're overwhelmed. And if you're getting 100 emails a day or more, you're not going to read an email that's 18 paragraphs long. So we need to stop doing that, first of all. I believe in one call to action. I believe in short. I believe in a tagline that they're like, they can't help themselves but open it. But when you get there, you need to be respectful of their time. So you have a great tagline, and then you minimize their time that they have to read that by being very succinct in your message, and then you give them a quick call to action. And they may not click on it that first time, but you have to then have a system where whatever the number of days are, it could be once a week, it could be every 2 weeks, depends on your market, but always being in front of them, but not being disrespectful of their time, because that irritates people more than anything. So especially with emails, it's really tough because people are really sick of getting emails. So you have to be very careful on how you do it. And I'm a believer in, just like I said, very, very clear message, great tagline, provide a piece of valuable information that they can take away and use for the day if possible, and a quick call to action that directs them to a page where it's very clear and they can sign up for your email list or get a download or whatever your thing is. It needs to be clear. And I think that, to me, is important.
Is it okay to do the RSS feed connection where, if you post a blog or you post a podcast, it automatically sends it out to your audience, your email audience? Is that all right? Or is that just not a good idea?
For me, I don't get it in my email. I don't know how you guys get it, but when I'm subscribed to a particular podcast or YouTube channel or whatever, I just get a notification on my phone. I don't actually get it in my email or via text or anything like that. I get a notification. So when I open up YouTube, it's just up there for me or whatever. I would be careful with that too. You want to make them a subscriber, because then they're going to get notified every single time. But you don't have to necessarily send them an email. I would minimize the email sending.
Okay. All right.
I just think people are over it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's too much. So, tell us where we can find you.
Yes. My website is MK for Michelle Kavanaugh, mkconsultingservices.com. You'll go there. If you go there, you'll notice that there's a reference to the swimming pool industry, just because that was my niche market. I'm expanding out of that. The copywriting's, the same no matter who your market is. You just change the words and what you're doing. But that's my website. I would love for you to come and schedule a 15-minute consult if you can. Again, I am not one of those believers in pushing my services or anything onto other people. I believe in building relationship. And if we find a place where we can help each other, I'm in. But I'm not about, trying to push you into things you don't need or you don't want.
Excellent. Yeah. And if you're looking at the screen right now, you can find her on LinkedIn at MKINC. If you look at the narrative or the description, her consultation link is in the description.
Yep.
And she really is wonderful to talk to. She's absolutely wonderful to talk to. She asks the right questions. She gets down to it. She respects your time. So it's worth a conversation.
I would love it.
Michelle, I'm going to reach out to you when I get off of here, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for imparting this wisdom on us. Thank you so much for coming on. And you'll definitely be talking to my actual clients within the next couple of months about copywriting and working with you.
That would be so great. Thank you so much, Rolanda. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fantastic day.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, everybody. So let's get down to the brass tacks. I'm going to talk to you about Business Launch Prep School. What I do is I help new women coaches create God-driven coaching practices. Okay. And I have a 3-month program, and we work on things like having business meetings with God so that he can be a part of our business. He can be the CEO and we're not alone. Finding out what you really want in your life so you can develop a business model that fits your life and not just a job. We talk about personal values, and then we get down to the nitty-gritty of wealth consciousness. We develop your target audience. We as a team develop your target audience, and then we also work on your sales. So the summer cohort right now is working on sales. Okay. We're starting the fall cohort tomorrow, and they're going to start from scratch. If you want to understand more about what's going on, or you want to participate in my Facebook group, in a few minutes, I will post the Facebook group link so that you can follow. But we're going to talk about sales. I'm going to teach you how to sell your high ticket program. And like I said before, I don't start off at the bottom. No. Nothing is going to be priced under 2K. There's just no, you are certified, you have experience, you have coaching hours, you've helped people have transformations. You don't need to start from scratch. And it's a mind game. It's going to mess with you. So we're just going to start at the top. If you're not going to make money, you might as well make money asking for what you want. So, follow the link below for Business Launch Prep School. It's not too late to join the fall cohort, but after this week, I'm going to start enrolling for the winter cohort. You want to join because there's support. I'm walking you every step of the way. We are in this together. You're going to get coaching. You're going to have a community with you throughout the process. So you're going to have accountability with a group. You're going to have sisters, business sisters, to go through it. Some of the reasons that people don't make it is because they are trying to do too much on their own. You don't know what you don't know. And therefore, it's good to have somebody work with you to help speed that process up, to help get you to profitability faster. Instead of you trying to figure it out on your own, you can spend way more money making mistakes, or you can make a very sound investment in your business and in yourself that will pay off in the long run. So in the comment section below, I'll make sure that I put the link to the Facebook group that you can join. I post free training every week. But if you want to actually get into the nitty gritty, if you want to actually get coaching, if you want to actually be in a community that is thriving, join Business Launch Prep School. You will not be sorry. Thank you guys for joining and for participating. And I look forward to speaking with you soon.